Whoever you are watching this video right here, right now, thanks so much for clicking on. If you happen to be a guy, I believe you will find the topics in today's video especially relevant and super relatable at the very least. And if you happen to be one of the 10% female viewers on this channel, feel free to drop a comment down below. I absolutely will read it, I will see it, and I will respond back to you. You read the title of today's video correctly. High-paying software sales job, and I still don't get girls. The reason you guys watch this channel is to get better at sales, to promote, to find more success sooner rather than later. And the reason you want to make more sales is so that you can make more money, get more of what you want out of life, and have a higher social standing in society. And you would think accumulating all those things would make it easier to meet girls. In theory, yes. In reality, that has not been my experience. I'm 25 years old and have never had a girlfriend. If you like this video down below, I will consider re-downloading Hinge, and I may actually document that process of downloading Hinge, going on a date, and trying to meet girls, because I don't have a ton of success with it right now. But if we get over 50 likes, I think 50 likes seems reasonable, because we only pull 20 to 30 likes somehow. If we get 50 likes, I'm gonna re-download Hinge and talk about that process. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about my experience pursuing massive success and how that actually has not translated to any success from a relationship standpoint with females. At 25, I value three things above all else. And if you're in your mid-20s, if you're in your young 20s, even if you're in your late 20s or early 30s, I would contest that these are the three most important buckets that everyone should be focused on: work, health, and relationships. Work is what you're doing to make money, what you're doing to find meaning in life, how you're trying to define yourself, and how you spend most of your time. I work in software sales, and we're gonna talk about what that means in a second. Number two is health. So when we think about health, that's lifting weights, that's working out, and I'd also consider that mental health as well. I love running, and I don't love running because I actually enjoy running. I enjoy running because the way it makes me feel. It helps me clear my mind and de-stress the hectic day-to-day nature of life. And then number three is relationships. This can be friends, family, and right now, at this point in time, I greatly over-leverage and over-index on health and work, and my relationships suffers. I try to call my friends and family maybe once a week, particular family members maybe once a week, maybe every other week. And then from a social life standpoint, I essentially have no social life Monday through Friday. On Saturdays, although I do like to meet up at the pool, perhaps go to brunch, and drink some White Claws. I rarely ever go out, and it's usually just that one day on Saturday. The rest of the days of the week, I'm pretty much not necessarily in isolation, but I'm at home because I'm working so frequently in my software sales job to find more success, and then making YouTube videos literally every day, hoping to relate to you, hoping to inspire you, hoping to entertain you, hoping to educate you, and really anything I can do to help you will ultimately help me, help us both, and help grow this channel. And that's what I'm hyper focused on. When we think about work, I work in software sales and I make cold calls. And last year at age 24, I reported an annual income of $131,000. And you would think, oh, that's a fair amount of money. You would think it'd be easy to meet girls. I got money to take people out to dinner. I like doing activities, and I'm in reasonably good health. But what I've found is, I mean, from an attractiveness standpoint, I'd say I'm like maybe a 6.5, pushing 7 out of 10, depending on the right day. So I'm not necessarily the best looking guy, and I'm not saying that because I have a lack of confidence. But what I think is that girls, and I grew up with 3 sisters, so I'm also a super nice guy. And this is kind of low-key a resume, so if you're a girl watching right now, we're checking a lot of the boxes, right? We're checking a lot of the boxes. Maybe we're missing out on other boxes because I'm a little bit too obsessed with work. But I'm trying to be as honest right now about myself and about how I feel and how I approach this. And what I saw in college is the case studies. When I first came in, I was a freshman. I wasn't confident. I never approached girls. I never talked to them. As I started to move through the ranks of college and I started to establish myself in the College of Business, I had activities, I had a friend group, I had more confidence in myself. And naturally what I found was that girls would kind of not necessarily throw themselves at me, but it would be a little bit easier to meet girls because I wouldn't necessarily have to go super out of my way because it would kind of just come to me. what I'm experiencing, that I'm new in my career, I'm super young, I'm in a city, used to have roommates and used to be a lot more social. Now I live by myself and I don't put myself in a ton of situations. So statistically, I actually have a lower probability of meeting people because I never go out of my way to meet people, and I don't put myself in that many situations because I'm so focused on physical and mental health and work that I neglect the relationship point. So I think a lot of you at this point are thinking, well, Trent, maybe you should just spend more time on the relationship thing and maybe go out more. And I think that that's a fair point, but where I counter that is, if I go out, if I start pursuing girls, if I start having more of a social life, what I've noticed is that actually will then drop down my potential in the work bucket, because what has helped me become so successful, and not like I've achieved monumental success. I mean, I've hit my quota, I've got promoted a couple times, made a fair amount of money last year at 24, and I'm only gonna make more each and every year. And it's not like just because you make money that means anything, but what I've found is that in order for me to maximize my potential, I need to sacrifice. I need to sacrifice relationships, I need to sacrifice really all of that emotional energy that it takes to pursue girls, that it takes to talk to people constantly, worry about what's going on. I'm not on social media. I'm a YouTuber that posts videos literally every day, but I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Snapchat, I'm not on Twitter, I'm not on Facebook, because I don't care about what anyone else is doing besides a select few people that I do try and keep relationships with. I keep my circle quite small. I think all this goes to show is that we all value different things in life, and you may be someone who really loves that attention, who feels like they always need to be in a relationship, and you may have someone right now, but you feel a little bit not self-conscious. Yeah, self-conscious about your work life, but you feel really confident about your social relationship life. And I think that's where I'm at. I feel super confident about my work life, and it's a really interesting dichotomy to break down how I feel about things. From a work standpoint, I'm 10 out of 10 confident. I feel like I could go in any room, talk to anybody, and hold my own and know exactly what I can say to deliver value, talk in a confident fashion, because I know exactly what I want. I know my exact goals, I know my aspirations and where I want to go with my career. From a relationship standpoint, particularly in the girls department, I feel like I'm not as confident, and it's weird because sales, it's a numbers game. Dating and relationships, you would think it's a numbers game, and the more doors you knock on, the more people are going to open up. But I don't think I'm knocking on the doors because I don't know quite what I want. And at this point, it's becoming more of a vent session than how does this help you or what does this actually matter. So I don't know who's even still watching at this point or what you may be thinking. If you're judging me, if you think this is entertaining, if you're learning something new, I don't really know. But I just wanted to talk about my experience pursuing massive success, but also from a work standpoint, I'd say I'm average to a little above average from a health standpoint, because I run a lot, I meditate, I read, I do self-development. So I think my physical and mental health are in a good place. But from a relationship standpoint, that is a bucket of my life that's lacking. So I'm trying to figure out how to get better. I don't exactly know. I think it all boils down to communication, and it's just day after day you try and get better. What I think though, my theory, and the reason why I sacrifice essentially every form of social life to defer to my work life is because I think it's going to be the same phenomenon as college. I didn't really do anything, I didn't really know anyone, but the more successful I became, the more opportunities started to come my way. I think in real life, in this life we're doing, I'm 25, and I think it just takes time. I'm going to be patient. There's these arbitrary ages of, oh, I want to be married by 28, I want to have kids by 32, whatever it may be. So you start to feel more pressure, and it's supply and demand, because the older you get, the less qualified mates are out there. But at the same time, those qualified mates then become more desperate. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out for me. I'm going to keep making YouTube videos each and every day until it stops becoming fun. And I have a lot of fun and enjoyment putting together these videos. I don't do a whole lot of prep because I like to talk from my heart and mind and soul and just bring it to you guys exactly what I'm thinking. But I believe that as long as I keep up what I'm doing with the YouTube, with the work, the software sales, the health, fitness, I believe by 26, 27, I think that girls will start to then be more attracted to someone like me, because earlier on they're looking for I feel like volatility, crazy guys, fun guys, less stability. But the older people get, they want stability. People want to see, how does that help my future? And I feel like a guy like me will add value to your future. I think I'm still partially selling myself to the small percentage of female viewers that are still out there. But regardless, I would appreciate your encouragement in the comments below. Of course, if we get 50 likes on this video, I'm going to re-download Hinge, and I'm going to make a video talking about a Hinge date, even though I've briefly mentioned this on here before. I actually got no-show by my last Hinge date. That's why I deleted the app. So we'll see if we go back to that. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.